Welcome back, trainers. Ready for another deep dive?
Always fired up.
Awesome. Today, we're tackling a Pokemon that needs no introduction, but definitely deserves a closer look.
You talking about the electric mouse, the one and only.
You got it. We're going all in on Pikachu. We'll be charting its evolution, not literally, of course, across every generation of Pokemon games.
Oh, this can be good.
From stats and locations to those awesome shiny forms, we're covering it all. So whether you're a seasoned champ or just starting your journey, get ready for some electrifying insights.
Can't wait to dig in.
All right, let's start with the OG Kanto, Pokemon Red and Blue. Back then, graphics were, well, let's just say simpler.
Yeah, pixels galore. But even in those 8-bit days, Pikachu had some serious speed.
Oh, yeah.
Base speed stat of 90, that little guy could zip around the battlefield, leaving opponents in the dust.
So even back then, agility was key. But what about its attack power? Was it packing a punch?
Not really a heavy hitter in those early games. Its strength was definitely in its speed and outmaneuvering opponents.
So a glass cannon of sorts.
Exactly. But finding one was the real challenge.
Oh, right. I remember the rumors and the whispers. Where did this elusive electric mouse even hang out?
Viridian Forest, my friend. Hidden among all those Weedle and Caterpie.
Good times. I can practically smell the repel right now.
Right. Finding a Pikachu in those early games was a real badge of honor.
Totally. And let's not forget those heart-stopping moments when your Pokeball wobbled. Would it stay in or break free?
The suspense. But okay, let's fast forward a bit. New generations brought new Pokemon, new evolutions, the whole shebang. How did Pikachu adapt to this constantly changing landscape?
Yeah, good question, especially with the introduction of, shiny Pokemon. Pikachu had to step up its game, right?
Well, here's the thing. Pikachu's base stats stayed remarkably consistent. We're talking minor tweaks across generations, no major overhauls.
Interesting. Why do you think Game Freak kept it that way?
Maybe to preserve its core identity.
Yeah.
Pikachu, the speedy, agile electric type, it's almost like they didn't want to mess with a winning formula.
Makes sense. But some things did change, right? Like, what about that shiny form?
Ah, yes. Shiny Pikachu made its debut in Gold and Silver, sporting a slightly darker yellow hue.
Subtle but stylish.
Exactly. A real treat for those who managed to find one.
Absolutely. And speaking of finding Pikachu, did it always stick to those forest vibes? Or did its habitat evolve too?
Its location actually became more tied to its electric typing.
How so?
Well, in later games, you'd find it near power plants. Makes sense, right?
Totally. The electric mouse got to recharge somewhere.
Exactly. Like in Diamond and Pearl, you could find Pikachu on Route 212. UT, get this, only at specific times of day.
No way. So not just location, but also timing became a factor.
Yep. Game Freak definitely made finding Pikachu more challenging as the series progressed.
It's like they wanted to make sure it stayed special, even as the Pokedex expanded.
Right. It couldn't be just another common encounter.
Okay, so we've got location, timing, even special conditions. It's like Pikachu's in-game behavior became more nuanced, mirroring its growing significance in the Pokemon world. Did this pattern continue as the games evolved?
Totally. The introduction of abilities added another layer of strategy to Pikachu's gameplay. It got static, which could paralyze opponents on contact.
Ooh, that's nasty. So Pikachu became even trickier to deal with.
Yeah. It wasn't just about speed anymore. Pikachu was now a more formidable opponent. And then, in X and Y, something truly unique happened. Pikachu became the only Pokemon who could learn electric terrain.
Whoa. Talk about cementing its status as the ultimate electric type.
Right. That was a huge moment. It really highlighted Pikachu's connection to electricity and its mastery of the element.
It's amazing how Game Freak managed to weave these changes into the games, making each generation feel fresh, even for a Pokemon as iconic as Pikachu.
Absolutely. They kept players on their toes, always offering something new to discover. Like, remember in Ruby and Sapphire, Pikachu was hanging out in the Safari Zone, but only in the morning.
Really? Wow, those are some dedicated Pikachu hunters.
Yeah.
Early birds get the electric mouse, I guess.
Huh. Exactly. And in Black and White, you had to complete the National Pokedex before encountering it in White Forest.
Talk about exclusive. Okay, so we've seen how Pikachu's stats, locations, even abilities have evolved alongside the games. Looking back at all this, what do you think is the most remarkable aspect of Pikachu's journey?
For me, it's all about adaptability. Pikachu stayed relevant and beloved, not by undergoing dramatic changes, but by evolving alongside the games themselves.
That's such a good point. It's like Pikachu's story mirrors the constant innovation of the Pokemon franchise itself. Always changing, always adapting, always staying true to its core. And for our listeners out there, I want to leave you with this. Knowing how Pikachu has evolved, what do you think the future holds for this electrifying icon? New forms, new abilities, regional variants. The possibilities are endless, and I, for one, can't wait to see what electrifying adventures await us in the world of Pokemon.